See, when you are happy, you don't want to be disturbed. You simply remain with you. So tied inwardly that you don't like to get up. It is Ananda Ghana. Suppose any pleasant sight you are seeing, you will be able to get away from it because the sight is different from you. Here the sleep is an inner state, an inward state. You go into it in the way of an absorption. You are not possessing it as if you possess an external object. You are hugging your child. Child is very pretty. Sleep is not like that. Every kind of a hold falls away, goes away, and you are absorbed into it. So it's an absorptional experience. It is so beautiful and so nice. Ghana. It is Ghana. Ananda Ghanam Vibhavayan. Contemplate upon. So there are two processes here, a twin process. One is dissolving the visibles in your mind. And for that purpose and afterwards, contemplating upon the Ananda Ghana of the Sanmatra that you are. क्या समझते हैं? हम किसके प्रति बोलते हैं? दूसरे के प्रति या अपने प्रति? I am not referring to any external thing. I am referring to your own presence inside the body, which has got no thickness, no height, which has got no color, no taste, shape, no mass, no weight, nothing. That inner presence. Understand it to be Sanmatra. Understand it to be Anandaghana and Vibhavayan. Every day you spend some time. How did I sleep? Why did I sleep? What happened to me in sleep? The entire wakefulness, I got up. In the same manner, I got into sleep. So I woke up. I left wakefulness and I went to sleep. What is this I which wakes up and which sleeps? Which wakes up and which sleeps? Which when wakes up, the whole world is born. Which when goes to sleep, the whole world gets dissolved. What is that source? What is that source? Is it smaller than the world or greater than the world? Boliye na 1000 baar. Is it smaller than the world or greater than the world? Greater, the greatest. That greatest thing you possess, and you are walking like a beggar. Give me this, give me that. What is that? The greatest thing you are possessing inside. You have it. Prajnana Ghanam. All that is required is Vibhavayan. Contemplate upon it. Think about it. Reflect upon it. Spend half an hour every day. If necessary, close yourself up in a room. Sri Rama, I have told you this earlier also. Sri Rama was fighting with Ravana. Ravana had 10 heads, 20 hands. Rama had only 1 head and 2 hands. Both of them were fighting, fateful fight. Rama started discharging one arrow after the other, aiming at one neck after the other. Every neck fell. By the time the second was to fall, the first one sprouted. क्या करेंगे? What will you do? Let us go to an astrologer. From the battleground, will you go to the astrologer? So he closed his eyes, contemplated upon Sanmatramananda Ghanam Vibhavayan. What am I doing? I am discharging arrows. At whom? Ravana's necks. How many? 10. So when I hit upon one, it falls. By the time I hit the second, it sprouts. So this is going to be a never-ending affair. It is not that the neck is not cut and the head does not fall. It certainly falls. So what shall I do now? 10 heads, 10 necks. one after the other, he got the idea. And the next arrow he hit at the chest. Ravana fell. क्या समझते हैं आप इससे? This idea came from where? From the sky, is it not? Some messenger came there to deliver it from Kailasa and Vaikuntha to him. थोड़ा सोच लीजिए ना, ये कहाँ से आइडिया निकलती है? Where from the idea is springing? From the mind, from the source. All thoughts are from the same thinker. And the entire thinker is from the pre-thinking entity. So the source of everything and all is within oneself. So it is said, Rama contemplated upon his own Vaishnava Rupa, his own inner brilliance. Say, necks are 10, but the chest and the heart below is only one. So when Ravana fell. This is something that you have to understand. Why are all these instances written? To make a graphic presentation. A terrible fight, unparalleled fight between a 10-headed powerful Ravana and a single-headed Rama with 2 hands. Still he was attempting. It was impossible. And the greater impossible he saw. He immediately withdrew from the battle for a while, closed his eyes, got the suggestion, top. About 6 inches below he hit and Ravana fell. Understand it, understand it. To contemplate upon your own inner presence is the greatest that you can think of in this world. Running helter skelter. कहाँ जाए भगवान को पकड़ने के लिए? कहाँ है भगवान? सभी जगहों में विराजमान है, एक समान, सर्वव्यापक है। सर्वव्यापक भगवान को हम खोजते हैं, दौड़ते हैं, कहाँ, कहीं पर नहीं। वो देखने वाले के स्तर पर है, बाहर नहीं। जहाँ सारा कुछ अनुभव हो रहा है, जहाँ से सब कुछ निकलता है, सारी जगह निकली है कहाँ से? बाहर से नहीं, स्वयं ही भीतर से निकली है। हमारा शरीर भी भीतर से, बाहर से नहीं। जहाँ कहाँ वृद्धि है, उन्नति है, वो सब भीतर से हो रही है, बाहर से नहीं, कभी नहीं। यही समझ लीजिए। इस बात को समझने के लिए हमारा मनुष्य जन्म हो रहा है। मनुष्य जन्म की प्राप्ति इसके लिए है। Otherwise we could have been very easily जानवर, पक्षी and मृग। We are born to understand the inside, to grasp the glory of the inner presence. It is greater than sona. It is greater than gold. It is greater than silver. It is greater than platinum. It is greater than heaven. It is greater than Vaikuntha. It is greater than Kailasa. I have been writing in Vicharasedu. They are wanting to bring it in the form of a small book where Lord Shiva discusses with Sage Vasishtha, and Sage Vasishtha tells Sri Rama, in the Himalayan peaks, I had a conversation with Shiva, and Shiva himself says that people don't know where I am. I am the consciousness animating the body of people. And the real worship to me is not flower. It is not material. It is not dark water. It is not patta. It is not fool. It is really the products of the mind. What are the products of the mind? You think, worship me through your thoughts. Worship me through your emotions. Worship me through all the good and bad arising from your mind. Never express it towards anybody. If you hate me. What? Hate me. If you want to be jealous of, be jealous of me. If you want to be humble before me. If you want to be proud like me. Divert every emotion that you have, every attitude you have towards me. Express sweetly and well to the others. Speak hot to me. No reservation with God. Yena kena prakarena matihi krishne niyojayed. Whatever be the means, your mind should be riveted to the Lord. Riveted to the Lord. It can be through love. It can be through hatred. It can be through jealousy. It can be through competition. It can be through fear. Anything. God should be the subject of your thoughts. God should be the object of your life. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. And in order to win this, in order to practice this, you need nothing besides your mind. Besides your mind. Do not search me anywhere and be a traitor. Discover me within yourself as the I. As the I. There is no disbeliever in this world because everybody says I. I. There cannot be a person who is away from God. He says, I don't believe in God. He has put a negative in the whole sentence. I do not believe. The others say, I believe. 2 words he has added initially. That's all. The person who believes is the I. The person who believes is the same I. The I is not different, and that is the real God and the inner presence. Anandaghanam vibhavayan. What more do you want? This is constantly present there. You cannot miss it. You may lose your married partner. You may lose your child. You may lose your product, anything. A devotee of mine in Delhi several years back said, all my ornaments were lost. I smiled and said, I have given you something which can never be robbed and which people would like to rob. I also would like. I have a great wealth in me. Please rob me. Without robbing, I am distributing it. Rob and make the Swamiji empty, void. I have got so much of wealth and treasure within me. Rob me, rob me, rob me. So I have given you something which cannot be robbed. So I smiled. They did not like it perhaps. The whole family is living beautifully. Children are well, everything well. They have 2 or 3 cars. Everything is okay. क्या हो गया? कुछ पैसा था हाथ में, किसी ने ले लिया. उसमें क्या है? You know, I am never afraid of India. Suppose we become economically poor, we will take to the old methods of austerity. We will walk. We will start having cycle rickshaws. Ghoda wala, sop. Bullock cart. We will have. That is the austerity that we want. We don't want jumbo aircrafts, Baba. All of them are polluting the world. My Ghoda Gadi will never pollute. What a beautiful thing. What are you saying? Our treasure is inside. And to locate it, I don't want any external means at all. So India is never going to be poor at all. All of you are poor because you cannot recognize this inner abundance and affluence. The intellectuals in the country are poor and the poor people are richer. मानते हैं क्या? सोचिए ना. Why are you afraid of? We should never be afraid of anything. What is this economic depression? क्या? Depression. Economic depression. The whole America is swinging now. Depression. What depression? I, as a representative of India, the cultural India that we have, knowing the treasure and value of India, I declare, India will never be impoverished in the whole world. We are impoverished when our mind is impoverished. Not until then. I am a person who has courted poverty. What? Boliye na. I have courted poverty. I left my job. I distanced from my blood relations, left everything, and was standing on the street. That day was a great fulfillment for me. I did not know where from the next meal would come. I started traveling. I am not used to traveling like that. So when I got into a train without a ticket, my thighs started trembling. So I decided I am not one carved out for this. See, the mind was so much feeling bad to get into a train without a ticket. Ye kya baat hai? So I was traveling like that. So I went and told the station master, I have to go to that place, I have no money, will you please help me? He said, you get into the train, I will tell the ticket collector. I was very happy. What is this? Our country is so great. So I have courted poverty, courted privation, quoted utter penury. Because in that I found an enrichment, a fulfillment, an ecstasy, an abundance and a fullness. I wanted to be inwardly opulent, inwardly opulent. External opulence is always troublesome. Even before the father and the mother die, the children come, give us our share. Why are you waiting for it? After your death it comes to me, give me right now. See, the children themselves say. Suppose you have no money, no problem, such words you don't have to hear. What is this? Let us be very clear. Everything is possessed by the mind. So we must evaluate matters from the mind. So it's something very, very important. Sanmatram anandaghanam vibhavayan. Anandaghanam vibhavayan. Say that. Anandaghanam vibhavayan. Anandaghanam vibhavayan. Give me a promise. Of course, your promise has no value. Even then. See, give me at least a statement that from today onwards, you will spend 15-20 minutes thinking about your own inner blissful content. Will you do it?
Yes.
Sit, close your eyes. Even children, you should teach them. Close the eyes and sit. Close the eyes and sit. You will improve your intelligence. Samahidasan behirantaram va kalam nayetha sati karma bandhe. Samahidasan behirantaram va kalam nayetha sati karma bandhe. Samahidasan behirantaram va. Whether you are dealing with your thoughts, emotions, etc., or whether you are interacting with the objects outside, whatever it may be, samahidaha. Be watchful. I don't want you to be controlled. You need not have any control, but watch. When you eat, have a sense of watchfulness. When you start watching your own eating process, you will have many things to discover. Am I overeating? Is my hunger appeased? Is the taste overpowering my need? Think about it. See, in our Annakshetra, we always say, observe silence. But people get angry there, shout. Why? What for? When people come and prostrate, they will prostrate. You know what will they do? Everybody is easy going. So they will touch the left foot with the right hand because that is easy. And thereafter touch the right foot. Sometimes I say, touch the right foot first and then go to the left. Shraddha should be there. Attention should be there. Without attention, don't do anything. Suppose you have taken a cup or a glass and you are drinking something, see whether you have held it properly in a balanced manner. Have you raised your hands, fingers too much or lowered them too much? There should be a sense of balance in everything. Suppose you place an article, either place it this way or place it this way, parallelly. Don't put it this way. Don't keep it like this. See, in everything there should be attention. This is called samahitatva. When we tell people, you are in the dining room, don't talk. You want to serve people. If you start talking, your attention will be on the talk. You want to serve them well. So serve them silently. Some people say it is too much. What is too much? To hold your tongue within your mouth, is it too much? What is your problem? What is too much? Similarly, in eating, eat in the dining room. Don't go to the kitchen and eat. Don't come out and eat. Here generally people avoid eating. But some people, when I give them prasad, put. Just see, you take a mirror, is it nice to see? See, samahitaha. Every time you have to be watchful. Our right hand should touch the right foot. Then you come to the left. So it becomes a pradakshina. What is meant by a pradakshina? keeping the object that you are walking on to the right. It should be always to the right. So you walk in this way so that the object will be on the right. You are a right-hander. So when the object is right, you can deal with the object and deal with yourself. Left hand is not so pliable. So suppose I am going around, I am going to hit it. So you can move the object if you like or move yourself. The left hand may not be so flexible. So pradakshina, everything. When you are lying, always first make sure the first preference is head towards the east. The next preference is towards south. Avoid north. Avoid west. When you are doing puja in front of the deity, I was explaining the other day in Mukti Sudhagaram, I was discussing advice given to Uddhava. You have to either sit facing the east or facing the north. Now there are some deities which are facing the west. So you cannot do the puja sitting in, puja means not inside in the sanctum sanctorum in the other places. So you cannot face, so you have to turn this way. Suppose you turn this way, then you will be showing your back. There are some deities which are in a different manner. Suppose it is facing eastward. Suppose you also has to face eastward. Then your back will be facing the deity. No priest will like it. So the other day I asked them, no, it has to be like that. No, our Shastras say, either you face east or you face north. So suppose an east facing deity is there. Where is the east here? This one. East facing deity is there. You cannot sit in front looking at the east because your back will be towards the deity. So what you are supposed to do is face north. Everything is covered now. Either east or north. But this part they have omitted. See, all our scriptural pronouncements are absolutely scientific. There is nothing unscientific there at all. It is so very important. So that Shraddha, Samahitaha, San, Behir Antaram va, Kalam Nayetha. We are all born without our permission or option. Or you have to say something else. We are all born without our permission or option. If God had asked me, Swamiji, would you like to be born? I say, where? In my world. Please describe it. If he describes the world properly, I said, don't send me there. I would have said. But God did not ask me. That is why I hold him, sometimes even to ransom. Because he has not asked me before sending me here. He is very guilty for having sent me here without my option. So I have not come here out of my option. My parents delivered a body. When I looked at it, I already had a body. They brought me up in a certain culture. I start moving in the same direction. तो इसमें मेरी इच्छा क्या है? कुछ तो नहीं है. No, all that I have to do is passage of time. Passage of time. In the passage of time, many things take place. Things get born. The born things grow. The grown things decline. And the declining things fall. So I am also waiting for the day when my body will decline and fall. Till then, I am. So undergo the passage of time. Kalam nayetha. Our attitude towards life should be, time brought me up, time will take me away. Until then, let me be harmonious with time. Nothing else. Your attitude should be like that. Kalam nayetha. Sati karma bandhe. Sati. Suppose you have a karma bandha, you have a family to look after, you have this, you have that. Okay, carry on. We don't say no. But carry on. Only with a point of view. It is time that has brought me here. It is time that moves. The sun rises, the day begins. The sun sets, the day ends. Suppose the sun does not rise and does not set, there will be no day and night at all. Everything is related to elements which are other than me. What do I have to do? I have to be patient. I have to be discreet. I have to be striving. I have to be harmonious. I have to be balanced. I have to be joyous. I have to be contented. I have to be friendly, amiable. Do all this. Do you want to be a pauper? Do you want to be a moral or an ethical criminal? Why don't you be benevolent? Benevolent. Speak good words. See good things. Hear good things. Everything good should flow from you. Nothing bad should emanate from us. Can we not become goodness incarnate? Goodness incarnate. Virtue incarnate. इसके लिए तो पैसा आवश्यक नहीं है, सिर्फ मन आवश्यक है. To become good. I am not asking you to have a palatial building. Be good. Build a good edifice upon your mind. This is always possible. Always possible. Always possible. Kalam nayethaha sati karma bandhe. In the whole process, that samahitaha word is very important. You must have shraddha. What is that? Attention, attentiveness. Never be negligent of inattention. Inattention. Even the best writers have something called anavadhanata. They will use wrong words, keeping right intention. It can happen. It's very tired and all that. So there is a verse here, 46. Shraddha bhakti dhyana yogan mumuksho mukter hedun bhakti sakshat sudergi yova edeshveva tishtatya mushya moksho avidya kalpidat dehabandhad. The first word, Shraddha bhakti dhyana yogad. Shraddha, bhakti. What? What is bhakti? Perhaps you don't know. Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Bhakti Shraddheti Vishruta. If you have devotion towards the words of the Guru and the words of the scriptures, that is called Shraddha.